Boom. So let's see here. As always, we're looking at the 4 charts. We're seeing BTC down 0.7%. What are we expecting? Some good news? Is it today? Is it tomorrow? Good news, bad news. The ETF, is it going to be approved? Is it only going to be approved for BlackRock, or is it also going to be approved for the other ones? What about the Ethereum ETF? Anyway, we're seeing Bitcoin at 46,719, down, as I said, 0.78%, basically nothing. We got Solana down 0.33, also basically nothing, holding up at 97, around 100. Then we got Ethereum at 2,255, and then we got those beautiful dots at around $7. As always, we're looking here. We're looking at the weekly with the 7-day moving average. We're still holding above. Now, I'm not going to put in some technical analysis, but even though I don't believe a lot in this technical or this pie charts, except if you go and watch Trader's Reality, now there he makes sense of the charts. But I was today, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and make a line. I'm gonna make a line. And the reason why I'm going to make a line, usually when I make purple lines, it's my projections. This is not a projection. What I want to do here is because, when newbies and people who doesn't know anything about anything when it comes to trading, they're going to look at this line and they're going to say, ooh, this could be both a line of resistance, not support yet, but resistance, right? Because we have, if we can go here back in February 2021, we could see it kind of, made you could say a floor, a ceiling, and then we see a little bit here in August. And so what I'm saying is, because sometimes you got to look at from such a stupid, simplistic point of view, and sometimes they can actually have an impact. Because if everyone believes that this is the ceiling, well, then it could act as a ceiling. On the other hand, it could also mean that if we're going to break through the ceiling, well, then the sky is the limit. So what I'm trying to say here is, I don't know, I don't know, are we going to get good news or bad news regarding the ETF tomorrow or the day after? And on the other hand, these little things that you can keep talking about, once it gets approved, it doesn't mean that the money is going to go in straight away, right? The ETF is still not listed. Are we going to see the market go down? Is the SEC going to, make a spelling mistake? And that could, make a whale make a fart, and then it will go down. One thing that we should pay attention to is, of course, is the leverage. And there are many. You always have to look where for that you have to go to Trader's Reality to understand. It can be that there's some over leveraged position that, should it go in the one direction, that would trigger the opposite. What I'm trying to say is, it can be that we're in for some short-term volatility. But on this channel, we are not day traders. We are not minute traders. We're not hour traders. We are, I would call us midterm traders. I'm just saying that I think we could see some volatility to the up, to the downside, but overall, I'm still very optimistic. Let's go in here and look at Ethereum. You see, with Ethereum, I mean, this 7-day moving average on the weekly, I don't feel that really works with Ethereum. Nevertheless, we have been, bouncing around since June 2022, where we had a low around 1,000 to now 2,200. A little bit, let's say it has broken out, broken out of the boring trading range between 1,000 and let's say 2,100. However, is it gonna? I think Ethereum is poised to make a big move. And I also think that you should as I've said before, that I believe that Bitcoin is going to be viewed as kind of like gold is in the traditional markets. And I would say that Ethereum is kind of like silver and those other metals that are actually being used in things. that people buy and need, right? There's a difference, because gold is kind of just like a store of value, and that's what they want, I think, make Bitcoin, right? Store of value. So you just put your money there and, inflation safe and all that. Whereas Ethereum, as I've said before, I believe it's going to be the settlement layer of everything that has to do with the future of finance. And everything has to do with the future of finance. So when I say, and I've made this prediction before, the high we saw on Ethereum was around 5,000, right? And that was in November 2021. I think it's only a matter of time until we're going to see Ethereum 15,000, probably by October 2025. Anyway, let's go and see what the chat has to say about that. The chat. Here we are in the good old chat. Let me have a Obama Mama see who's here. Is anybody here? It looks like not many are here, and that's, yeah. Wow, we got 27 lions. 27, that's a lot for this little channel. Remember, we're the littlest channel on the interweb. Blockchain Bully, my soul brother, how you doing? And who else? We got Vax, you're my good friend. I'm happy you're here, as always. And Michael, good to see you. Dennis, good here. We got New Testament. We got some holy. We got a holy. The New Testament has also been around for a long time. Usually, he always says we need to pay money to the good Lord, because the good Lord always needs more money. Panos, how are you, my friend? How are you? And let's see here. Oh, and we got our neighbor, Artyom, the dentist. And so not a lot of people here. Lee, Mr. Lee. Oh, Lee, he's our senior ambassador. He's been traveling around the world. He was in Turkey taking care of earthquakes. Where are you now, Lee? Let us know. And thank you for coming back. Always a pleasure to see you. So we got Bob Mango. What's up? What's up? We got Dominic B. How are you doing? Good to see you're back. And of course, Blockchain Bully is here. And let's see, my soul brother Shahid. And me to remember, Shahid basically was the one who encouraged us to make this channel. He was here since day one. Lots of love for my, for the people in us that started this. So who else do we got here? We got Bull Bear. You're here. When are you able to touch IDO's platforms? We will get to that in a little bit. Not today, but I hear you. I hear you. I don't know. I mean, it's a good question, because, first we had, when it was back in the 2017 and 18, right? It was called ICOs, initial coin offerings. And that's where you could make a hell of a lot of money. And you could then also lose it all again. And then in the last bull run, when it was in 2021, it was more or less called, what was it called? IGOs, initial gaming offering, or, it kind of had a new name. And then it was very much focused on gaming on the blockchain. And we participated in that. Now, I still haven't figured out what flavor. I haven't been able to identify what could the next flavor of this, let's say, new, ICOs, IGOs, maybe they're going to call it something else yet. But I also think that this is something that we will kind of do a little bit later in the cycle, because this is where usually when we have these initial coin offerings, this is that they really cheat the little people, the new investors. And we're going to go in and we're going to ride that wave. We're going to profit from it, go out before the new investors do, and make sure that we have a few pockets in the right pocket, in the left pocket, and in the back pocket. You're not supposed to say that. I'm a channel of love and sharing is caring. So I don't like to say that we are going to front run the new investors, but that is, in the end of the day, we got to be a little tiny bit egoistic when it comes to filling our own pockets. Let me know what you think about that. I like Blockchain Bully. He's saying 15K Ethereum. Well, when number one makes a prediction, until now it always comes true. So who else do we have here? We got Lonnie. Lonnie is back. Oh, where have you been? Where have you been? Oh, that's a good old friend of ours. A good old friend of the channel. Wow. Lonnie, how you doing? Did you bring some coins to the market? Let me know. Who else? We got Jazz, Cryptobill. Hey, bro, do you take a look at the near ecosystem? Well, I mean, no, no. You see, it's me and it's Betty, and we got Cherry too. But Cherry is, as I said, usually in the bar. And Betty usually just wants to make sure that the positions are correct, and that she makes a ton of money and I make nothing. We are a too little team, so I don't. To be honest, so I don't have really the capacity to go into these ecosystems. We will try. We are looking to hire, by the way. So who else? Who else do we have here? Bum 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 bum. And we got do you take it? And another thing I want to tell to all of you, I'm doing this for free, and I don't sell anything, I don't promote anything. But if you are here, I hope you benefit a little bit from what we do here, and let us know when if you find a good coin, not a shit coin, not a meme coin, not that shit, but something that you fundamentally think. And I know that Pendulum from Polkadot, we are gonna look for. I'm looking at this daily, so that I hope on the next Polkadot show that we can, perhaps even enter into that. So I'm saying time is of essence. Dum dum dum. Taitek, good to see you. Cryptogog is here, my good friend, and can't wait for the sheep to come. And Blockchain Bully is right. We are waiting for the sheep, because the retail, the new investors, they're gonna provide us with all that lovely, lovely, lovely money that we're talking about. How does it feel to be involved in crypto? Well, what can I say? It feels fucking fantastic. Anyway, guys, let's move on. It's not going to be a long stream today, and yeah, that's about that. That's about that. So let's go. First of all, yeah, I want to look at the portfolio, and we have it's good that we have it here. Now, the first thing is, you can see here the worst performer is Bond, and that's Bond Bridge. And I don't know how many of you are actually ever bought there. I have to say, this could be the first downfall of this. Could be my first where we made a real mistake. I'm not completely sure yet, because I didn't have the time to really analyze it. All I understand is that when you go in on CoinMarketCap, there's still the price, and it's down 8% for the day. That's not a lot, right? If we're looking for a month, we can see here it spiked up and then it went down. But 2 days ago, you could not find Bond Bridge price on CoinMarketCap. And the reason being is that they had some nasty business going on with the SEC. So Bond Bridge agrees to stop unregistered offer and sale of smart yield. Now, I gotta be honest, I haven't been I mean, I read it very briefly, but I need to understand it more. In case that this is so yeah, I can't really, but this is something that needs to, if any of you are bond holders, well, then that needs to be taken into consideration. This could be a real shit show. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna say, I like to be number one. I like always to make the right decisions. It is difficult. This could be, I mean, I'm not sure it's the first. We probably also did one or two other bad ones over the course. I know, but there's nothing. Guilty as charged, and that can happen as an investor, and you should learn. And that is also why it's good to diversify. It is good, you need it. And not only that, a coin that you think that you like, that you perhaps even love, that you maybe believe in, many things can happen. It can be from a regulatory point of view. It can be that the people that created it within one developer is going to run off with all the money. And don't forget the normal problems of phishing and scamming. That's why it is good to diversify. I'm certainly not proud of this, but being a real investor, you got to take a hit. And thank God, Betty, she didn't punish me too bad for this. Just remember, everything I say and do here should not be considered financial advice. So now that we have spoken about that, got that bad thing out of the, I mean, the portfolio, when I look at it, I mean, look at that. It's all red, but okay. That's because it's 24 hours. If we look at the, and but let's go in and look at the positions. I'm going to go over it quickly as always. And remember, the price, the average buying price that we have here is when we announced it on the channel, so you can hold me accountable. Have a little sip here. I should start doing this more often with these Bahama Mamas. So Illuvium, from when we bought, is up 23%. Metis DAO is a good one. Don't underestimate the power of Metis. I gotta say this again, and I'm sure Vax, are you still holding some? Up 314% since we got Compound. We are holding slightly up. Kusama, up 50%. I mean, the Polkadot ecosystem hasn't really come yet. We will talk about that in 2 days. Moon River has been a good. Chainlink. I'm just gonna talk about the ones just mentioned. Otherwise, it will take too long. ICP. There was a question here the other day. Yesterday, is ICP still good? Well, I mean, we are holding ICP, and we also took some staking rewards here today. And ICP, I gotta be honest with you. I mean, it is growing, it is doing. They're developing. I mean, I would not bet all my all my money on it, but especially the risk reward potential, especially when we got in, right? We got in at $5, and it's up already 145%. So we can say, it was a good buy. Is it a good buy at $12.24? I don't know. Uniswap, I mean, this is, you see, here I'm also wrong. Because, I mean, I am a profound believer in the biggest automated, decentralized market maker that there ever will be. It's the foundation of market making, automated market making. Uniswap is, I believe, never going to go down. Always be there. That, we're down 3% since we entered it this time in the third cycle. And I think it's only, why I would have thought already we would see Uniswap's price go up because they do, a lot of volume, and it's the bottleneck basically. Gamified, this is the launch platform, right? We're more or less square, 4%. Those beautiful dots, 62% since we've been in since the beginning, but here in this cycle, which I like to call the third cycle, we announced at $4.28. Live beer, we down 26. Get yourself some live beer. That's what I'm telling you. That is streaming on the blockchain. Thorchain Rune, we're up 139%, and then we got this barn bridge. We got to figure out what is happening there. Synthetics only up 90. I mean, Synthetics at $3 one. Synthetics has a lot to say. Anyway, but regarding staking, and I will show you that in a few slides after, staking is no longer good. Forget about staking Synthetics. Forget about it. I mean, Synthetics helped me all through the bear market. We were making around $2,000 to $3,000 just alone on our staking position on Synthetics. You know what I got last month? $15. Anyway, but they're stopping inflation. Energy Web Token. Still, I mean, this is probably an important moment here. We're going to increase our position in Energy Web Token. And that's a fact. Litentry also down 23s. We got Cross Network, as I said, decentralized. I mean, Cross Network, I love it. NetSwap, this is since we got in. If you were here in the second cycle, that's up 1,716%. But NetSwap, usually I always say don't run after a coin that already made a hockey stick. But if you look at the figures, NetSwap still has a low market cap, and I do believe that the Andromeda Metis ecosystem is gonna do some magic. Radium, that's the DEX on Solana up there 466. Then got Theta Network, Origin Trail, Kilt. I also said we will announce again here in Polkadot. We're gonna increase our positions in Kilt. CeeLo up 10, Centrifuge, love Centrifuge, that, but that's a dot. Storage, decentralized storage. Cardano, something that is nice to see. If we go in here and we look, I like this page here. You can go into sentiment.net, and then you can always go in and you can have yourself a look at the development activity. Oh, what did we do there? Now everything is crisscross. Yeah, you can go in and have a look at the development activity for the last 30 days, and Cardano is now ranked number 1. I mean, this how can I say? This just makes me happy. Yeah, and I do believe if there's one market that Cardano is going to attack, it's the continent of Africa.
Hello Africa, tell me how you doing. Hello motherland, tell me how you doing. Hello Africa, tell me how you doing. Hello motherland, tell me how you doing.
I love that black individual there. He was just puffing away. Not a worry of the day. Anyway, when we look here, also Kusama and Polkadot still holding up on a second or third place when it comes to development activities. Important. Cosmos. Who was it who asked me yesterday? Was it James McLaughlin who was asking me yesterday about the Cosmos ecosystem? I know Cosmos is something we should look more into. I haven't had a real time. But look, on a fifth place, we got Hedera, HBAR, which we are doing a ton of staking money, I have to say. And Optimism is good to see. Anyway, so this is just, a place that you can also go and look in case you're lonely or bored. So then Curve. I mean, Curve, it's down 12% since we got in. We are staking that, around 19%. I still think Curve is good. I still believe in it. 1 inch, as we talked about that yesterday, good. Cheating, the ugly cousin of a star. Actually, a beautiful cousin. Power Ledger. Power Ledger is down, over the 7 days, 7.6%, 169%. We're also, doing some staking there. I will show you that today. Moonbeam, Singularity Net, Chromia, IOTA. Guys, I mean, this is also something where I gotta ask you a question or two. I mean, any of you, because I know IOTA, there are many investors and many fans. Is it still doing good? Is it still doing good? It can be that I'm thinking about decreasing our position in IOTA and shifting it into Nodl. Let me know what you think about that. Pocket Network, love it. Their staking rewards are absolutely miserable. I mean, it's almost better to go and put that in a treasury yield, especially if you take into consideration that Pocket used to have outstanding staking reward. The graph, we hold it, we love it. Red Kite is another of these gaming platforms. Is Red Kite really gonna be a top contender in the third cycle? I don't know. So I'm also telling you that. Is it never gonna perform and it's just gonna be a bit of a shit show? Well, I mean, I warned you. We made a lot of money on that in the second, and that is why. So what we are still holding in order to still be what is it that we are? An eagle. You win the highest category in case they're gonna launch new IGOs. I think they are still, but we're not really participating. So don't underestimate. Red Kite could be a bad nightmare. Mantra DAO. I did tell you guys, you can't do anything. I mean, Mantra DAO, we also got in the second cycle. We bought and we sold, but then I did let you know that around 22 cent, you can't do anything wrong. And it's currently around, 2 cent, right? And it's around 7 cents. So that's already 200. And I think there's a lot coming from Mantra DAO. And Betty, I think she's among the top 15 holders in Mantra DAO. I don't know. That's Betty. Sexy looking Betty. Unibright, we love it. We got to look more into that. Virtue Poker holding up. Let's just see how that's going to take off. Insurance, we talked about that 2 days ago. Remember, is a traditional industry on the blockchain. Ether Risk, it's funny actually, right? Ether Risk is also insurance, and Ether Risk has done much better in terms of performance than Insurance. You need to do some research and let us know why is that. Umbrella, a small risk. Sealer Network is good. Engine Starter, we're holding Cross Shadow. Kylan, it's a dot. I'm also gonna tell you, I'm not so sure anymore. I mean, we got them very cheap. We staked them. We are holding them. Is Kylan never gonna go anywhere? I don't think Betty is gonna, kill me. Then Rally is also, it's down. Rally is a very little position that we have, a very, very little. And we did buy, and then I also announced a week later that we got out, but still holding a few. Nodl, love it. The Verge and Reserve Rights, I gotta look more into those. So I would not, just per se. Guys, before we go into the presentation, I just wanna, here we are. Before we do this, it's not. I just want to see if there's any big questions. Yes, sir, Metis, that's good. What do you say? And if there's no big question, can you take a look at Filecoin? Sure, let's do that in the end. I mean, I know that some channels you will go in and we sometimes look at the chart. Filecoin, is the biggest or the first provider of decentralized storage, and they have a lot behind them. I think Filecoin, but I mean, this Filecoin should be, if you ask so specifically, then we should compare Filecoin with its peers, right? You should compare it with Seacoin, with Storage, with Arweave, with Crust, and then you should kind of look into where do you potentially see the best risk reward ratios, and who is expanding, and this and that. So it's not so simple, but I hope that gave you some some things that you can do. Here we got David CryptoX. Hashtag blockchain Betty, it dumped so. Blockchain Betty, she doesn't give a flying fuck if it goes down, because she knows in the end it always goes up, 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 up. Lisk is coin. Okay, we gotta look at that. Anyway, what do you say, Liam? iOS is maybe worth to have a look. iOS, let me just take that into consideration. Remember, if you're promoting, if you're promoting shit, then we're gonna say you're very bad. Okay, let's get through this here. What we did. Remember, so 2 days ago we went over lots of things, right? We spoke, and I gave you if you didn't see 2 days ago, you should go in and look at it. I think remember we're talking about when the next bull. That's why I believe that the end of 2025 that we're gonna see, Bitcoin hitting around 200,000, Ethereum around 15,000. It's very simplistic. I told you, I think, you do it times 3, because if you look historically, every time they, had a new all-time high and a new cycle, it was kind of like times 3 the previous prices. And what else did we look at? And I like this. We need to have a look at this again. And this is the psychology of the market. Remember, Wall Street came out with this cheat sheet. This is how Wall Street usually, come in, how people are, and, looking at the market. And we have been talking about going down. I still believe this is a sucker's rally. I mean, we're still far away from the sheep or from the new investors coming in. Remember, the new investors, they will come in once we break through the previous all-time high. But just remember, once we have broken through the all-time high, this is when new investors, they're gonna go through all these emotions of being, unbeatable, of being godlike, of, they're gonna think they're number one, until we're gonna pull the plug. What I also, of course, do want to say to all of you, and you will go through that probably right now. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. Today I spoke to an old friend, a friend that I completely love from the bottom of my heart, and I hadn't spoken to him for a long time. And then we were talking about crypto, and he doesn't know I'm in crypto, right? And he was just like, yeah, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. I mean, that's like some scam money, right? That's scam. And I mean, it was not on today. It was not for me today to say that's not what it is. But I just understood that a very educated, sophisticated, good friend of mine that I grew up with, who's a lawyer and lots of money in the right pocket and the left pocket, he still thinks that crypto, Bitcoin, it's a scam. It's a fraud. I mean, I got surprised. What I'm saying is, and why I wanted to congratulate you is, so when you might speak to your friends or maybe even your wife, yeah, and they say you're crazy for being in the market, you're gonna laugh. No, the one who laughs last has the best laugh, right? And not only that, if you're gonna tell your friends and around that you're into crypto, you just wait until we go through the previous all-time high. They're all gonna call you and ask for advice, and you just say, yeah. I mean, it's too late for them. Now is the time to be in. Anyway, you know that. So let's go in and look at what it was that I wanted to share with you here. So remember, I told you Mantra DAO. I still think it's a very little niche coin, but they have done extraordinary well even after we saw the what was that went down? It was Luna. Luna, it was like Luna. When Luna went down, a lot of things on Mantra also, was exposed. They've paid everything back, everything, and even much more. I mean, I gotta say, respect where respect is due. I also said you should kind of get in around. You could not do anywhere between, I'm sorry, it's not 0.22. It's here. We got to add a zero. Now it's around 0.07, but I still think it has a lot of potential. So we are staking Mantra DAO with the ticker OM at 20%. You can see here, you can see that Betty has a position currently there around 904,000. It's valued at 64,000. And we're getting that 20% and hoping it will go to its previous all-time high. We'll let you know once we pull out. Then, of course, Mantra DAO also, they actually launched a lot of were participating in the initial offering with HeliSwap. And remember, HeliSwap is on Hedera. And I already showed you this many times. I think some of you are even participating there. Great rewards. So with HeliSwap and HBAR and Mantra DAO and Heli and Mantra DAO and HBAR, you can see here total APR 138, 33, and 19. Of course, it varies, and sometimes it was more, sometimes it was less. But what was it here? Here, so we collected here we hadn't collected rewards since November 18th, and we did it like 2 days ago, and we were cashing in here, mostly Heli tokens. So you can see HBAR worth of $620 and Heli worth of $2,357. So for 6 weeks there, we got $2,977. I mean, until now, I think it's great. Pocket Network. Remember, we really went in and took a position there at 5 little cent, 98% discount. We are staking this on Send Wallet. I mean, you can see that's a joke, right? That's a joke, but it's not a joke. That's the current API at 1.5%. Anyway, you can see here that we got what is that? 722. I don't even know if that's. I can't imagine that that's the dollars we got. That must just be 722 pockets. Anyway, it is what I have to say about. I absolutely still love Pocket, and they have a very good staking platform. And I mean, it's a little bit complicated to if you're new to it, but and if you're new to it, you know, ask me. But once you figure it out there with the wallets and so on, it's good. It's nice. Litentry, which is also a dot with a decentralized identity. We also announced when we bought, and we're also staking, and they're giving very good staking rewards, I have to say. As always, when it comes to Polkadot, it's a little bit more complicated. I don't think we've been staking for a few months, and I don't think that we actually ever took the rewards. But I went in there 2 days ago, and I could see that the rewards that we have are already 3,438, which is, it comes up to 2,750. So we're gonna cash them in. Thorchain Rune, is great. There we're also doing some staking now with Thorchain Rune. I love the concept. They were also the first to take off here 2 months ago. They really took off, and providing crossover liquidity. It's a big thing. So we did try some staking there on Thor Yield. We made a smaller position, 21,000, where we provided Ethereum and Rune. And this is 52 days ago, and it was a position with 21,000, and that brought us onto now $635. So I think when you go in and calculate, there's something about I gotta say, as much as I like the concept with Thorchain Rune and everything with Thorchain, and when you're in there, there's something that I'm still not 100% happy with. I do like, however, I mean, I think maybe they just need a little bit more time, and so it's just a feeling. But anyway, yeah, when you go and you hold a position, it's very, very transparent. It's great, they show how much you see. That's a good thing, because when you add liquidity, right, you can even do it symmetrical or asymmetrical. Usually when we talk about providing liquidity, we usually always talk about 50% of one coin and 50% of another coin. Well, you can actually do that on Thorchain Rune different. You could provide 20% of one coin and 80% of the other coin. Then it's asymmetrical. Better to do symmetrical, because then you can increase the position. If you start asymmetrical, you cannot do it. You cannot increase. But what they show here, and that is very nice, they show that when you provided liquidity, we can see here we provided 2,606 Rune and 4.1 ETH. And then when you wanted to redeem it, this was 3 days ago, then you would get less Rune and more ETH. I think that is great. It also shows you the fees earned. So it's very transparent, and that's a good thing. The only thing that I find a little bit maybe it's me who hasn't been able to really figure this out. When you go in on Thor Yield and you look at the top pools, and you go in here and you can see on the right side, and it says the APR. I mean, right now it says minus 60%. Right? And before, when we started, it says plus, I don't know how many 100%. Now, maybe I haven't read the fine print. Is it only for 7 days? Is it for 30 days? Is it, but what I want to point out is that not everyone has this, I have an attention span of a goldfish. That's around 3 seconds, if I gotta be honest. In those 3 seconds, I gotta, as much as I can. So if I have to go beyond the 3 seconds, I fucking forget what I was reading before. And that is why I like something like when I said what we did on HeliSwap, or I love what we do on NetSwap, because it's kind of like when I see the APR, I mean, that's kind of like when I come there next day and calculate it, well, then it makes sense. 2 and 2 is 4. Here, not yet. At least not to me, so let me know if I'm wrong. Now you got to pay attention for all of you who are in synthetics. And let me just have a little sip here. What are you saying? The NOS, the ETS, ETFs or ETS? How are you doing, Colin? So synthetics, we got in at 1.60, and as I said, staking has been nothing but a fantastic thing. However, it came here out on December the 11th. That's a month ago. That the end of synthetics token inflation. And, for somebody like me who's doing this for Betty, it was bad news. Because we were generating so many of those lovely synthetics tokens every week, and it really kept us in the bear market feeling happy. All I want to say with that, so it's the end of synthetics tokens. That means that no more, no more inflation, which is, of course, for the overall, for the future, it is, of course, good. Here you can see, I think in the past when we showed about synthetics, we were probably up there. Sometimes we were even doing 42%, and we got a lot of nice tokens every week. Not 7%, as I said. With a position, currently, Betty is holding a position in synthetics around $250,000. And anyway, 7%, and that's per month, and we get it weekly. So what was it here? Anyway, last week we got $15. Anyway, so yeah, so staking synthetics is not so good, and I wanted to show you here, because you can see this when you get, when we got our weekly rewards from synthetics, then there was a vesting period of 12 months. So if you would get them today, you would not be able to redeem them. Now you would have to wait 12 months. So when you see here the date on the left, you can see that, for example, in August 28, 2024, we're going to be able to redeem 238 synthetics tokens. And so it was every week. So basically, if this is going to be available on August the 28th, 2024, that meant that we probably redeemed them. Claimed our rewards in August 28, 2023. Anyway, so you can just see here every week 230, 260, 260, 275, 272, 276, 281, 274, 269, 261, 179, 180, and then 90, 78, 69, and the last 2 weeks, then we got 8, and then we got 4. with a position that is currently worth around $250,000 of biddies, I mean, it's you got to look at the time of the hour, because if I do it evening time here, then it's too expensive when it comes to the gas fees. Yeah, that's about synthetics. But we did good, didn't we? Power Ledger, staking around 11%. I'm not sure. I think we are staking a little bit more. But today we also went in and we looked, and remember, yeah, I just want to put for those of you, Power Ledger, I think it's great, right? It's energy on the blockchain. We've been holding on to this thing for a long time. You can see we started with 58,000 of those tokens, and now 29,000. I mean, that's like 50% almost, but I think that's like over a year or something, but still not so bad. Energy Web token, they don't give that kind of returns. We had now participated for an entire year, since 15 December 2022 to 15 December 2023, and you can only participate with a very small amount. It was like maximum amount was like, I think 3,000 tokens. Anyway, and there we netted a healthy gain of what was it, 6%. But energy web token is the future, but 6% is also worth something. Anyway, now it looks to me like you can't stake anymore on energy web. Let me know if you know a thing or two about energy web token, where we can get the highest staking rewards. That is something I would really like to know. Chromia, remember Chromia, they won Sweden's entrepreneurial award 2 years in a row. They also have a very specific blockchain, and they also do have some good partners. Also, you know, they also launch games like Who the Fuck is Alice? There we have also been staking for a while, and we also collected our staking rewards there. It used to be around, I think, 19%. Now it's only 10%. Anyway, so we took our rewards there yesterday as well. Radium, remember, this is the biggest DEX. I don't know if it's biggest, but one of the top 3 biggest DEXs on Solana. I believe they have lots, much more happiness. Remember, it's already up 530% since we got in, and I think, I mean, a lot. I mean, this is a little hockey stick compared to what it's gonna generate. We had also, of course, we've been providing liquidity there, or staking. This is 4 or 5 days ago. Their position was whatever, and so we cashed. We have been harvesting our reward, 5,245, and yeah, of course, NetSwap. Also lovely, right? Remember, we started NetSwap and Metis. I mean, because I've been speaking a lot about NetSwap here on this channel. We participated when it just launched, and we got all the tokens for free. And 6 months ago, we provided a position of 8,000, where we provided 4,000 worth of net tokens and 4,000 worth of Metis. And last week it was worth 82,000, with down here 4,209 net tokens reward. We have been harvesting them. That was equal to around 7,800. So this is what we basically collected here. If we take Chromia, NetSwap, Radium, Healy, Lit, it's not for a month, right? But I'm just saying we have converted it. And when you and I were going to see each other next time, I will let you know, because these rewards sold into USDT or USDC, and we will add $5,000 to not 4 new tokens, but maybe some we have, but at least, and that's, I will let you know how we're going to, allocate that.